Hey guys, how you doing? Justin Melson with Happyfox Productions, and today we're going to be looking at a couple of quick tricks and tips on 3 of some of my favorite color grading tools and features that you can use to enhance your color grades for your films. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So tip number 1, hue versus saturation. Now what is hue versus saturation? That's essentially a tool that you can find in Lumetri or obviously DaVinci Resolve and a couple of other different NLEs that you can use to you can use to saturate or desaturate your colors depending on what the hue is that you have selected. So for example, if you want to desaturate the blues in your shot, you can do that. If you want to just desaturate the reds in your shot, this tool will allow you to do that. Some reason cameras like to overexpose and oversaturate reds. They do that. So instead of desaturating your whole shot, this tool will let you just desaturate the reds of that shirt, which is pretty cool. All right, next one is Lumiverse Saturation. The title kind of speaks for itself. You can control the saturation of your colors based on the luminance value of the colors you're trying to control the saturation for, if that makes any sense. So for example, if you're trying to desaturate your shadows, the colors in your shadows, you'd go into the lower end of the spectrum, like 10 IRE and lower, 20 IRE and lower, and you can bring a S-curve and desaturate the shadows, just like you can desaturate your highlights. And something that I personally like to do is I've noticed when cinema cameras clip, the highlights tend to roll off and they tend to desaturate as they're rolling off in a very organic way. So what I like to do is throw a curve in there and desaturate my highlights so it almost emulates the look of a real cinema camera or film camera that is filming the shot, because you'll notice when things are blown out, it won't be really colorful and really saturated. It gets desaturated when it gets blown out. And so I like to bring that down as my shot tends to clip when it does. And the third and final trick, well, it's not a trick, but it's a tip, is vignettes. Now we all know how important vignettes are, but I'm not just talking going into Lumetri and just adding a quick vignette. I'm talking power windows, accentuating certain areas in your shot, or drawing attention away from certain areas in your shot. But in order to add contrast in the shot, sometimes what I like to do is I like to change the transfer mode to a soft light or a hard light or a classic color dodge, and it'll give you a totally different result. And sometimes it'll make for a much more pleasant look, and it'll give your shot way more contrast than you had originally filmed. Anyways guys, those are 3 quick tips on how to accentuate and enhance your color grades for your films or your short films or your corporate videos or your wedding films or whatever it is you do. Anyways, I'm Justin Melson with Happyfox Productions, and I'll see you guys next time.